My minions, today I have tape, but it's not just normal tape like duct tape or anything that leaves a sticky residue behind. No, this is gaff tape. Now, I do have a theater background, surprise, surprise, but I'm also a videographer. So for a living, I do produce films, and I also have two little girls, and they love pink. And they also love green. And the purple, I just got purple because, you know, let's just add some variety. Comedy comes in threes, remember? And so when it comes to gaff tape, they probably use it more than I do because it is so easy to work with when it comes to creating crafty type projects. Their little fingers can rip it themselves as opposed to, let's say for example, like I said, duct tape. But this stuff is super bright, so if let's say you're a stagehand and you need to actually put it down on the stage, I have done this, especially with the green stuff. It just lights up bright, especially under black lights, and you can see it rather easily in low light. So if you have spiked the stage and you have people who are striking the stage, going in and out in low light, definitely have some kind of gaff tape like this that you will be putting on the stage so that your stagehands won't be tripping over things or falling off into the pit. Now this stuff you can actually tear lengthwise like this, but do keep in mind that you might be getting some threads when you do that too much. If that's too much of a pain for you, you can actually get some of these rolls that are already thin like this, and they're about an inch wide, and they just come in a roll like that. And so then you don't have to necessarily rip it lengthwise. I originally got those, but I found that they didn't last as long, and I got a lot more stickiness out of something that was thicker like this. When it comes to residue, initially, if you were to leave this on a surface for, my guess is probably a week, you're gonna be okay. But if you leave it on longer than that, or especially out in the sunshine, the glue will eventually come off. For the longest time, I thought gaff tape was absolutely the coolest thing ever because it's easy to work with. It's, you know, you can tape microphones on people underneath their shirts and things like that, and you can tear it and configure it in all sorts of ways and fashions, but eventually it will leave some form of residue if you leave it on there. So don't use this as something permanent. If you're going to permanently put something on the stage, don't use gaff tape, okay? Or let's say, for example, you're gonna mark a keyboard. For marking a keyboard, I'm sure that something like this would work just fine because it's probably not gonna be on there for years to come. But I found that, you know, when I, let's say for example, I put this around the feet of my my tripods. So I've got all my tripods up there. What is that behind the curtain? I found that it was very good for putting this around my tripod feet because when people walked by in low light conditions, they could see that and they wouldn't trip over my tripod, which is pitch black. And so a black tripod in a dark environment, you're gonna have some liability if people don't see the feet and they're tripping over it. So I put bright green, this is pink obviously, but I put bright green gaff tape around the legs. But I found that after about 6 months when I went to kind of adjust it and some of it was kind of starting to peel off, it was kind of sticky and yucky underneath. So if you're gonna do that, just freshen it up and just rip it off and slap some more on there. But it's bright, it's easy to work with, and it's not like duct tape where it's going to hurt really bad when you rip it off of your beard. But I will leave the links in the description below to this exact gaff tape that I personally have purchased, and hopefully this is helpful in determining whether or not this gaff tape is right for you. My name is Beau. Catch you later.